So I watched a movie a few days ago called Pledge. Why didn't I review it a few days ago when I watched it? Honestly, because I went to bed after and completely forgot I watched it. If that doesn't tell you enough about this movie, I don't know what else will. This movie was so forgettable that I actually forgot about it. I was doing my podcast tonight. We started talking about something. I brought up the movie and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even review that. I review every horror movie I watch. I don't review every movie I watch because there's certain movies that I watch. I've watched like 10 movies this month that I haven't reviewed on the channel. So in case you're wondering why there's certain lulls in between, like 2-3 days where I don't do something, it's because I watched a ton of movies that I'm not going to be doing on here. I only review movies that I feel very compelled, whether they're horror or not. Certain movies, just like Skyscraper or something, even though I was fine on it, it just wasn't something I was like, oh, I gotta review this one. But man, this movie is just what this movie does wrong for me is it has tons of characters that I couldn't give a fuck about, and it also has a story that just doesn't work for me at all. So what it is these kids, they go to pledge for a fraternity, and of course these guys want to put them through the haze, right? This whole haze thing, and when they're in there, the haze starts to get way out of control, and they realize that maybe they aren't really pledging to a fraternity. They're just, meat for the fucking platter. They're going to be killed, tortured, whatever. Which is a scary thought, of course. I mean, when you think about what these guys are doing. But I'm that person who doesn't understand this shit at all. I would never let someone humiliate and abuse me just so that I could be their friend. That's a fucking weird concept that just does not work into my brain. We have to beat the shit out of you. We have to whatever. I don't know how hazing is in real life. I don't know. I think after Animal House and, especially like that old school movie and stuff much later, I sit there and actually maybe I'm misremembering Animal House. Maybe they don't do that in that movie. It's been so long since I've seen it, but there's another movie, if that's not the one, that was a long time ago, that was like that. PCU? That fucking doesn't matter. But whatever movie that I'm trying to think of, I don't know what hazing is actually like in these college camps. But I do know that sometimes it does get completely out of control. And I know that they all do it to some extent, whether it's against the rules or not. I'm just someone personally, I don't get it. I do not understand why you would let someone abuse you, humiliate you, whatever, torture you, just so that you can be cool and popular and then like go back to like everything's fine the next day. Like, oh, even though you shit in my mouth, like now we're going to be brothers. Like, get the fuck out of here. You tried any of that shit on me. Hey, beat the shit out of you. I don't give a fuck what fraternity you're part of. I don't care what you're offering. I don't care how hot the chicks are. I don't care about any of that shit. Okay, I respect myself first and foremost, and I can't stand bullying, and so I can't stand watching movies like this. And the characters in this movie, at first like 10 minutes, I was like, all right, these guys are kind of entertaining-ish, okay, whatever. And then it just got into it, and it started getting so ridiculous. And they're at a point where it's too much too quick is a problem too. I feel like it ramps up to 10 almost immediately, and it doesn't build itself, because I feel like there should have been like, for instance, a great example is the movie 13 Game of Death. Great flick. Or even 13 Sins, which was the remake that they did here in the States. Where the guy has to have, he gets phone calls and he's told to do these challenges, whatever, and each one of them gets harder as he's doing it, and they're putting money in his bank account, whatever. And the film builds, and the first thing he has to do is really simple. It's silly. It's stupid. I can't even remember what it was, like eat a bug, or it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's some super, super small. When they're pledging this fraternity, it starts at a 10. And it's like, these guys could get the fuck out of there instantly. Absolutely not. Like, the first thing they do, you'd be like, no chance. Not the fuck out. No way. Not one person would stay. They would immediately walk out. They'd be like, no, there's no fucking fraternity that's cool enough to put up with to go through with what they're doing. Absolutely not. And that took me out of the movie. I fucking couldn't stand any of the characters. I couldn't stand any of the character decisions. Everything about the movie just wasn't working for me. And it's so much so to the point where I woke up and completely forgot about the flick. So Not a fan of Pledge at all. Maybe it'll work for you. I know Paul Shunk, I want to say, was big on this movie, and he said it was gory. Okay, Paul, you and I need to talk about what the fuck is gory, because I don't remember like any gore in this movie at all. And he said that a few times about movies, and I'm like, what gore? What the fuck are you talking about? No, this movie's tame, it's lame, and it's a shame. All right, guys.